Hey, it's Yash. So semen retention will boost your self-esteem. How can it not? How can it not? If anybody, you got to have the contrast though. Those who do the PMO and then stop a little bit. I mean, you'll feel the difference in 24 hours even. This PMO, looking at porn and just jerking off and just being in the sexual world, it's a very deep, dark pit of just low vibrational energy. You see that very clear when you stop doing it. You see, just stop doing it for a little bit so you can see. How is your self-esteem not going to be better or higher when you stop doing that? Because those that do it are usually doing it all the time. This is one of those addictions, you don't just do it for a minute. Like, you're either doing it, actually doing it, or you're thinking about doing it. So either way, it's like your mind's been hijacked by this negative, heavy energy, this dark energy, and you're just in it somehow. And you don't even know it, because it's like it's captured your whole being, mentally, emotionally, physically, energetically. See, when your whole being gets captured by something, you don't even know you're captured. Right? If it just hijacked you mentally, but emotionally you were still pure, then you would see there would be some contrast. You're like, wait, something's not unified here. I got this heavy mind, thinking, thoughts, they're really dark, but and it's a weird conflict, because emotionally I feel this kind of like love and joy. And so it's like, yuck, I need to get rid of that. I need to neutralize this mental darkness, because it's instinctual. Something wants to be unified. Mentally, emotionally, physically. This is the true definition of health, is when all that has unity, when you're balanced. You can't just be healthy physically. Oh, I go to the gym, yeah. But then mentally or emotionally, you're all messed up because you're doing PMO. So see, when we're doing PMO, it's like it affects everything, our whole body, all three bodies: mental body, emotional body, physical body, energy body, everything. So sometimes it's hard to know. So you got to stop doing it. Then you'll know. Then you'll have the contrast. Then you'll have the imprint of when you were in this darkness. That memory trace will still be there. And so then you're in a higher altitude of yourself. So then you'll remember this darkness, and it's like, yeah, I don't want to go back there. I'm feeling higher level now. This is how I should feel. Something inside will be like, this is how you should feel. You don't want to be all just stuck in this dark pit. And so automatically your self-esteem goes up. You don't need to go take classes how to raise your self-esteem. I'm going to look in the mirror and say, I love you. You think that? Then I'm going to go watch porn. It don't work. You do the things you're supposed to do. You clean yourself up emotionally, mentally, and be healthy physically. Do some moderate exercise. Don't over-exercise, because check your motives. Why are you exercising so much? What are you trying to do? Why do you want to be all ripped and cut up and what? So you can get more girls? So then that activates the lust, and that's going to throw you back into PMO at some point. It's okay. It's a stage we got to go through. I did it too. I'm trying to bring awareness so that maybe you don't have to do it as long, because something will realize, like, oh yeah, I'm kind of like, I don't need to be doing this. So you stop doing all that. You do the things you're supposed to do. What does that mean you're supposed to do? It's not about morality, good and right, 10 commandments. I'm not saying that. When I use the words good and right or right and wrong, it's about vibration. There's a lot of bugs out. When I'm doing something, when I'm doing something that emanates a high vibration, that's good. That's my definition of right and good. If I'm doing PMO, that doesn't have a high vibration. That's an escape mechanism. You're trying to escape your already low vibration by doing low vibrational things. That's going to ensure you're going to be stuck continuously in the low vibration. You got to realize that. If there's no awareness of that, you won't stop doing it, and you can't break the habit. But God's grace will help you become aware at some point. The question is, will we be smart enough to realize this before we hit too bad of a bottom? Some people, they don't realize it until they do some kind of crime or end up in jail or in the newspaper, embarrassed, or, we don't know. That's why I'm making videos. I want to share this awareness, these things that you already know, but somehow you're not listening to your own higher self. So I'm speaking on your behalf. This is your higher self speaking. Some of you have said that in the comments, and yeah, I understand. There's all one self here. There's different grades of this one self that manifests through all these different beings. You have a lower grade, a lower vibrational aspect of the self, then you have a higher vibrational aspect of the self that manifests through, 8 billion people. So those who you're kind of, when grace has touched you and you're ready to elevate, even though you might be doing lower level habits, when you're ready to elevate, law of resonance, you'll find your higher self in another form that's speaking to you, so that then your higher self gets activated, and then you guys enjoy the higher self together. It's the one self enjoying itself. I think I'm getting into spiritual topics again. You can see my other channel, Spiritual Renaissance, if you want to hear more about that. We have fun on there too. I don't get all serious. I talk with the same style, but we get break things down a little more deep, This is the number one self-esteem boosting tool, in my opinion. If I was just to speak spontaneous, if somebody asked me, what's the number one self-esteem boosting tool? Semen retention. Yep. And if you're not edging on top of that, how are you going to not feel self-worth? It's impossible. You're just going to feel confident. You're so confident and feel so good, you can't even look for female attraction, because the spiritual, too many bugs. The spiritual attraction that you have inside you trumps this artificial female attraction that you used to look for, because you needed that, because you didn't have your own, you weren't aware of your own spiritual attraction. So then by default, we need to find some attraction, because it's like, I gotta know that I exist. Somebody please let me know. I can't feel it in here, so somebody needs to tell me, because I just need to know. So then we look for it outside ourselves. But when you start to find this in here, like that stuff out there, man, you appreciate it. If somebody genuinely gives you some attention and attraction, you can discern, see? Your intuition's awake. I made a video on that. Semen attention will awaken your intuition. So you can tell where their motives are at. If their attraction's genuine, if their smile, if it's spirit smiling at spirit, that you appreciate. You don't need it, but you appreciate it. And then you smile back, spirit smiles back at spirit. But the artificial attraction where they're just working you, it's like, I'm done. You don't like call them stupid. You might even smile back, but your smile is like, I know that stage. And you might even have some compassion. You're smiling at their spirit that they're not aware of. See, you're not smiling at their smile. They may think that, because that's the level they're on. That's all they can interpret. But you're more smiling at that spirit that's asleep in them. So you're smiling, you're like, come on, wake up a little bit. You see? And you're aware of that. When you do that, you're in good shape, man. If you're doing that, you're not even thinking about self-esteem. Somebody asks you, what about self-esteem? What do you mean self-esteem? I don't know nothing about that. I have spiritual esteem, That's just a word. Like, it's not, what else are you going to call it? There's something inside that's more attractive than anything materially. So we're calling that spiritual, All right, let me know. Let me know how that video was. How did that do for you? Was it all right? See you.